I want to tell you about a new show from Radiotopia Presents that we're really excited about. It's called Shocking, Heartbreaking, Transformative. Host Jess Shane puts out an open call on Craigslist for aspiring documentary subjects and selects 4 to work with. Together, they pull back the curtain on what really goes on behind the scenes of your favorite nonfiction shows, showing what it takes and what it costs to collect, edit, and consume stories about people's real lives. Radiotopia presents Shocking, Heartbreaking, Transformative, out now on your preferred podcast platform. Wait For It is a show about the way we feel about our bodies. Consequently, each episode may include references to gaining and losing weight, eating disorders, weight loss surgery, and weight stigma. If these topics are triggering to you, please take care while listening. We have links to support resources for anyone who may need them in our show notes. Wait for it. I've decided to lose weight. This isn't a new decision. I've decided to lose weight dozens and dozens of times in my adult life. As a matter of fact, there are people who have only known me during a time when I was trying to lose weight. Imagine a mountain. If losing weight is climbing the mountain and gaining weight is coming back down, then since I was 23 years old, I've had a residence at the base. I've gone up the mountain, I've come down the mountain. I've never reached the summit. My latest decision to lose weight came in December 2022. My most recent girlfriend had just broke up with me, and I physically felt like I was at my worst. I decided to try to do a revenge body thing. I would lose weight, spontaneously gain career success, then run into my ex on the street. She would immediately change her mind. Marriage, kids, etc. The only obstacle was my weight. Just in case anyone needs the motivation to do basically anything, the opening track on Beyonce's album Renaissance, I'm That Girl, is an easy way to kickstart yourself into doing it. So first I go on a grocery run. Spinach, kale, almond milk, avocado, we making smoothies every morning. Chicken breasts, raw almonds, broccoli, brown rice, we getting fiber. We mixing it up with lean proteins, adding some salmon in the mix for variety. I'm fueled up and ready to work out. Every morning, wake up 6 a.m., hit the treadmill for 30 minutes, hit the weight for another 30, hit the showers. I'm playing volleyball once a week. I'm going for a morning walk with my friend JL twice a week. I joined the Pilates gym. No eating after 7 p.m., no sweets. Earn your cheat day. I'm locked in. I've done this before. No, literally, like I said, I've done this before, and I always know when it's working. I wake up in the morning feeling less bloated. The food is good, and as a result, I feel good. I'm a little hungrier than normal, but whatever. I'll fill the void with chicken breasts and raw almonds. I'll be fine. The weight starts to come off. I started at 352. By the end of the month, I'm at 345. By January 2023, I'm at 335. I am killing it. Nobody notices yet, but I feel it happening. My shirts are a little looser. I'm already imagining what's about to happen for me in the future. I'll fit into plane seats. I won't feel self-conscious on the dating apps. All my exes will have to deal with both my spectacular personality and my Michael B. Jordan abs. It's gonna be a problem for y'all. It's the end of January 2023, and for some reason, it seems like the weight loss is starting to slow down. I've stalled out right at 329. I've also noticed that I'm not sleeping that great. I'm fairly certain I have sleep apnea. Whatever the case is, I'm getting about 4 hours of sleep a night, not nearly enough. I've talked to some friends who have CPAP machines, and they're talking about how they've worked wonders for them. I know that if I want to keep losing weight, I have to get my sleep under control. So, after some thought, I decide to pay a visit to my doctor. I'm Ronald Young Jr., and this is Wait For It. Waiting. Lose weight, shame. Wait for it. The wait, the shame. Waiting. Wait for it. If you've ever felt confused or frustrated by health information, which, let's be real, who hasn't, then I have a podcast for you. It's called Food, We Need to Talk. And it's hosted by Una Jatta and Dr. Eddie Phillips, an associate professor at Harvard Medical School. In every episode, Una and Eddie talk to experts in the fields of nutrition, exercise, neurobiology, and more to figure out the truth about metabolism, weight, health, and what we should actually be doing to look and feel our best. Find Food, We Need to Talk, wherever you get your podcasts. Wait for it. It's February 2023. I'm sitting outside the doctor's office at 7:45 a.m. for an 8 a.m. appointment. There's no one in the office. 30 minutes later, the doctor shows up apologizing for being late. It's weird. Normally, I'm the one who's late to everything. The nurse takes all my vitals and asks me to get on the scale. I tell her there's no need. I know my weight is 329. I'm down 23 pounds since our last visit. The nurse tells me, "Great job." That feels good. I'm doing the right thing. She sits me down in the examination room, and I wait for the doctor. I hate coming to this doctor. He makes me uncomfortable. He never really listens to me, and he's always disparaging me about my weight. Chances are, if I don't appear visibly smaller since our last visit, he'll start lecturing me about it again. But I'm down 20 pounds, so that has to mean something, right? Hopefully he sees the progress on my chart, and we can get to the reason why I'm here. To get a sleep study so I can get a CPAP and improve my sleep. Hopefully more sleep will keep my weight moving in the right direction. I want to get up the mountain. The doctor arrives and there's a little bit of small talk, and then he asks me, "What brings you in?" I mention I want to improve my sleep and would love to do a sleep study. He interrupts and agrees and says, "Yeah, but you got to do your part as well and lose some weight." I immediately feel ashamed. Despite being in this man's office, having done exactly what he told me to do the last time, it seems like he's determined to make sure that I know that being fat is a problem. But I already know that because we've had this discussion before. But also, I'm doing everything right and finding success. He continues talking. I feel very alone. I wish someone were here with me. I know nobody will understand what happened when I try to explain it to them later. So I pull out my phone and start recording our visit.
Unfortunately, the weight is an issue. Is that run in the family? Like uncles and aunts, do they have weight issues? Or
No.
No, really? It's just you then?
Yeah.
Okay. Sibling? You have a sibling?
Mm-hmm.
How's he or she?
She's good.
Oh, okay. So she doesn't have a weight issue?
No.
Well, maybe it just happens, right?
Yeah.
As he's asking me about my family, the shame continues to set in. It reminds me that I'm bigger than my mom and dad and sister. But I already know that I'm the fat one in my family, and this isn't my first visit to this doctor. I've been seeing him fairly regularly since 2019. I've been fat the entire time I've seen him. He has access to my charts, and we've talked about my weight before. I'm not sure why he was asking these questions as if me being fat was news to him. He continues collecting my family history.
Yeah.
Your parents are military, your mom or dad? I forget who was military.
They're both military.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're probably like, I mean, their careers in the military made them exercise, you know?
Yeah.
I think, are you also reserve or active duty?
No, I never did in the military.
But I think like that helps them maintain their physique. But they're probably older now, so they're,
Yeah.
you know, when they were younger, like your age, they were probably more fit, you know?
Yeah.
But try your best to like maybe have the same. I mean, the difference between your career and their career is different. You took a different path.
Mm-hmm.
Their career required.
You took a different path. I know he probably didn't mean for that to sound insulting, but it's tied to a very particular feeling that I have sometimes. Maybe I wouldn't be fat if I had joined the military. Years ago, I planned to join the military. I wanted to follow in my parents' footsteps, specifically my father, who was career military. I had an ROTC scholarship and everything. But it didn't work out. The program I was in at VCU wasn't great at the time. There was a lot of travel required between my school and another partner school, which would have been fine, but I didn't have a car. But not only logistically, socially, I just didn't feel like I fit in. A lot of the ROTC guys were really military people, wound as high and tight as their haircuts. I knew it wasn't for me, but I didn't want to disappoint my dad. Little did I know he didn't actually care if I was in the military or not. When we had that discussion, he made that clear to me. That made it much easier to quit the program. I think about how my life would be different if I stayed in. My dad is in great shape. He works out nearly every day. He's on the right path. My doctor is making me feel worse about my career decision than my father ever did. We continue his inquiry about my different path.
Still working in production. What do we call it?
Audio production.
Audio visual production. I would think about you. I was like, what about like NPR and all these things, you know?
I contribute to NPR.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wish somebody were like you would make it on there, you know?
Yeah.
Audio visual production and podcasts. Well, I'm impressed with you. We need more people like black entertainers and producers out there, you know?
I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah, gotta get up to the Spike Lee level. Okay, he's like retired now, right? I don't think he's working anymore, right?
No, he still does stuff. He did one a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure he's working on something now.
Okay, good. He's getting older. He's probably like 60 now.
Yeah.
I hate this exchange. One, because he's not going to understand that I just told him that I've already done the thing he thinks I could and should be doing. I have a regular seat on an NPR podcast. Two, his expectation of me is to be Spike Lee, which just feels like a reference he knows. I don't want to get into it with him about the other black entertainers out there doing the thing right now. Issa Rae, Jordan Peele, Quinta Brunson, Ryan Coogler, all of whom are well under 60. Not that their ages even matter. And this little exchange is just a microcosm of our entire relationship. He wants me to move forward and make big changes in my life. I want him to know that I'm aware of where I am and where I'm going, and I have it under control. All of this conversation happens during the medical history portion of the exam. I'm sitting in a regular chair.
All right, we got you covered. Let me order those studies, the sleep study and everything. Have a seat up here.
He asks me to move from my regular chair to the examination table. You're probably familiar with the examination table. It's tall for everyone. You sit on the end and your legs dangle. At some point, you'll probably lay flat on it. There's tissue paper on it that tears off to keep you from contaminating it for the next patient. This table always makes me feel like a child, even at my big age. I always feel completely vulnerable and at my most self-conscious sitting up there. I sit on the table. Then he asks me a question that feels like it's too late to ask at this point because he's already given me a lecture on losing weight. He's already told me that I need to do my part. But now he wants to know about my interest in losing weight.
Do you want to lose weight? What weight do you want to get to, out of curiosity?
Again, we've talked about this before. My weight journey is in my chart. Nothing I would say to him is breaking news. I've lost weight. I've gained weight. It's been a battle. But not just on the scale. In the mirror, on the airplane, in romance, in my mind. But also, I've already lost some weight. I don't really feel like talking about my weight with this man at all. I just want a sleep study ordered. But it doesn't seem like he's concerned with any of this. I'm not even sure how to answer his question. But I do answer. And he had a response ready.
I don't know, just something healthy.
I mean, healthy for you is honestly, because you're not that tall. You know, you're 5'9", just like average. But I think you're a bigger guy in general, so I think you got to get to like 250, honestly. All right.
Okay.
I don't expect you to get there in like a year. We're talking like it took years to get to this weight, anyways, right? So I think by the end of this year, I'd like you to get to 300. That would be good. Okay.
I hate that he's doing height weight math in his head. Also, this man is like 5'6" at best. I'm 5'9". Who is he to tell me that I'm not that tall? Also, as I keep thinking, I've already lost some weight. I'm moving forward. It's time to end this discussion. I don't need anything from him but a sleep study.
Well, Doc, I was in December. I was 352. I'm currently 329.
Wow, how'd you do that?
This question makes me angry. How'd you do that? And I'm sure he probably means nothing by it. But you're a doctor. If you want a clear response to this incredulous ask of how I lost weight feels silly. Maybe if he asked, "What are you doing?" or "What's your routine?" I would feel less angry. I know how to lose weight is what I want to say to him. But instead I say,
I've been going to the gym.
Okay.
I wish I'd said something else at this point because apparently, despite me having lost weight, to him, my answer was wrong.
I've been going to the gym.
Okay. Do cardiovascular because your body type, I think.
Walk every day.
Yeah, walk and then do like if you like Zumba, if you like different classes, like they have these, spinning classes or high intensity Orange Theory stuff.
Later, I'll replay this part in my head. I told him I lost weight. He asks me how I did it. I tell him how I did it. Then he tells me how to do it.
Well, Doc, I was in December. I was 352. I'm currently 329.
Wow, how'd you do that?
I've been going to the gym.
Okay. Do cardiovascular because your body type, I think.
Walk every day.
Yeah, walk and then do like if you like Zumba, if you like different classes, like they have these, spinning classes or high intensity Orange Theory stuff.
I'm both confused and frustrated as our conversation continues.
Yeah.
Whatever you like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or if you like to play sports, are you into soccer?
I play volleyball once a week.
Volleyball is a good sport, but sometimes it's a reflex sport,
Yeah.
Basketball is a really good cardiovascular sport, and then soccer is a good cardiovascular sport,
Mm-hmm.
Cycling, volleyball, you're playing it for like 3 hours that night. You probably rotate through games and stuff like that. You're not sitting on a bench and stuff like that, are you?
Mm-hmm. Well, we rotate around we play one or two games a night.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I used to be a part of a volleyball league, and then we used to play, there were 3 courts, so we never stopped playing.
Yeah.
It was just like continuous, which is better than like other places that have 1 or 2 courts that you can't play. You gotta sit, and that's not good.
So apparently I can't do anything right, despite the fact that I've lost weight. He's determined to tell me what I need to do, even while I'm actually doing something that works for me and getting the results that we both want. He continues the exam and then shifts from exercise to diet.
So the other ultimate question is, how is your diet intake?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Portion control.
Yeah, I
always tell people in this country are, there's so much data out there, how much counting calories and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I don't do that. So I just like portion control. You can use there's something called a healthy plate diet. I'll give you a copy of that,
Yeah.
So it's just like how much you eat and how often you eat, don't snack and drink lots of fluids, right?
Yeah.
You could probably tell that I'm disassociating now. There's no use in telling him I'm doing exactly what he says I should be doing. Smoothie once a day, lean proteins, lots of veggies, low sugar, all the water. But I know he's not going to actually hear what I'm saying. At this point, I'm in survival mode. I'm agreeing with everything he says. I just need to get off this stupid table and out of this office. I'm glad I'm recording this interaction. Later, I'll listen to this part over and over and wonder how I could have stopped him from continuing to give me unsolicited advice about losing the weight I'm already losing. I'm afraid of what I'm going to do next. My body feels the way it does right before I've yelled at or hit folks in the past. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I want to yoke this man up by his white coat. I just want you to order me a sleep study. And eventually, about 15 minutes later, he finally gets around to that.
So they'll send, you want to do a home study? They'll call you up. Okay.
Yeah.
So the company is called BioSerenity.
Yep.
And here, this is in Spanish, but I'll grab the other one in English.
So you said they'll call?
Yeah, they'll call you, but I'll give you the number. You can call them, but they don't call you.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't like to pick up calls from numbers I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so happy this is almost over. I feel myself calming back down. I'm gathering my stuff to leave. And then he decides to take one last parting shot about my weight.
Just try your best to maintain, like I said, you've already lost 20 pounds since December. You shouldn't lose weight too fast, to be honest. It should be a gradual, like 3-pound weight loss per month,
Yeah.
So, all right.
I don't understand why he says this. If I followed his instructions to the letter, Zumba every day, plus spin class, then some Orange Theory and soccer and cycling, then a constant continuous rotation of volleyball, plus my regular daily walk, while practicing portion control, doing the healthy plate diet, not eating very often, with 0 snacks, and drinking plenty of water, I would be losing a lot more than 3 pounds a month. I don't find this instruction helpful or even rooted in reality.
Okay.
I walk out of my doctor's office upset. I check out with the nurse and walk to my car upset. I get into my car and drive away upset. I call a few friends to fill them in on what happened. From other fat folks, I get the comfort of familiarity. They've experienced this too, some in the exact same way. The unsolicited professional opinion of a doctor who doesn't have much concern for our experience or circumstances. Just walk into a visit and the lecturing begins. I share a bit of this with my straight-size friends, and they're sympathetic, but it's different. They recognize that there's a problem with the doctor not listening, but as I'm telling them what the doctor said, I can sense that they think he's just doing his job. I imagine that their experience with doctors is different. Of course, doctors recommend diet and exercise. They just want you to be healthy. Obviously, me being fat is the plainest sign of bad health. Maybe those conversations are just a little more urgent. There's a tone my friends use, despite me being able to tell that they feel bad about something. I feel like there's an obvious statement in their mind. Maybe when they tell their partner or others this story, they'll say that statement out loud. Ronald is big. He does need to lose more weight. But they don't say that right now. Not to me. After talking it out with my friends, my anger turns to depression. I'm sad and I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of myself. All of a sudden, that 20 pounds feels like a drop in the bucket. Nowhere near where I need to be. Meant nothing. Why wasn't it 50 pounds or 100 pounds? Some version of this happened every time I lost weight. But it wasn't always a doctor. Sometimes it was a friend. Sometimes family. Sometimes a stranger at the gym. They'll notice that I've lost weight, then give me advice or encouragement on how to lose weight. Sometimes it's the seemingly innocuous, keep going, or don't give up. One time I was walking on a treadmill and someone offered to walk with me regularly in support. Why would I need your support when I'm already on the treadmill? One time I was just getting off the treadmill and a guy stopped me in the gym, told me he was a certified trainer, and that I needed to start lifting if I really wanted to burn fat. Little does he know that even though I may not look like it, I probably outlift him. I've been lifting weights for the majority of my life. Everyone has an opinion on how I should be losing weight, and despite everyone's varied methods on how to lose it, they all agree I'm doing it wrong. And there was one thing that the doctor did right before I left that bothered me the most. He did it kind of off the cuff as I was walking out of the office. He was on his way to get me a handout on diets that I didn't ask for.
Well, let me grab that sheet on the diet.
Okay.
There are other options too, like some medications and stuff like that that you can try if things don't work out, okay?
Okay.
The audio was a little hard to make out, but what he said was, there are other options too, some medications and stuff like that you can try if things don't work out. I know what he means. He's talking about weight loss drugs and bariatric surgery. I'm perfectly fine with my kale, my smoothies, my chicken breasts, and my raw almonds. I would feel even better if I were just left alone. Give me the medical treatment I need and let me worry about my weight. But I don't know if I'm going to get good treatment from this doctor or anyone else if I don't lose weight faster. So even though I've already decided to lose weight, I find myself at another decision point. Next week. Wait For It is a production of Oh It's Big Ron Studios and is a proud member of Radiotopia from PRX, a network of independent, creator-owned, listener-supported podcasts. Discover audio with vision at radiotopia.fm. This episode was produced and written by me, Ronald Young Jr., with editing from Sarah Deely. Sound design and mixing from the Reverend John Delore of Starlight Diner. Show and episode art by Heather Wilder. Theme music from Jey Red, with additional music from Mass Potential, The Artist DT, and the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder. Special thanks to the doctor, who shall never be named. You can follow me on Twitter, Threads, Instagram, and TikTok at Oh It's Big Ron. That's at OHITSBIGRON. You can find out more about this show and other Oh It's Big Ron Studio shows by following us on Instagram at Oh It's Big Ron Studios and on Twitter at Oh It's Big Ron Stew. That's STEW. If you have a story about weight you'd like to share with us, shoot us an email at wait@ohitsbigron.com. That's WEIGHT@ohitsbigron.com. Wait For It will be back next week. Thanks for listening. Wait for it. What are you doing? I'm sitting in a regular chair.
Radiotopia.